I want you class to remember this principle in artificial being. A corporation has a personality separate and distinct from the person composing it, as well as from any other legal entity to which it may be related. And in the case of Olongapo City versus Subic Water Sewerage Co. Inc., GR number 171626, August 6, 2014, it gives or it uses the term it defines a corporation as a juridical entity vested with legal personality separate and distinct from those acting for and in its behalf, and in general from the people comprising it. Another class that, in the case of Ramon C. Lee and Antonio Lacdao versus C.A. et al., GR number 93655 or 695, February 4, 1992, it is a basic principle in corporation that the corporation has a personality separate and distinct from that of the officer or member composing it. Not every stockholder or officer can bind the corporation, considering that the existence of a corporation or corporate entity from those who compose it. Another class, in the case of Philippine National Bank and Sugar Development Corporation versus Antonio Beatric and Engineering Company, GR number 142936, April 17, 2002. Equally well settled is the principle that the corporate mass, we're referring to the corporate bill, may be removed or the corporate bill first when the corporation is just an alter ego of a person or of another corporation. The reason behind that is by reason of public policy and the interest of justice. The corporate bill will justly be pierced or impaled only when it becomes a shield for fraud, illegality, or inequality committed against third person. This is the case of Philippine National Bank and Sugar Development Corporation versus Antonio Beatric and Engineering Co. This was us, the artificial being, was us in the bar on 2013 and 2012 bar exam. The question is this. The Bureau of Internal Revenue assists ABC Corporation for deficiency income tax for taxable year 2010 in the amount of 26,731,208, inclusive of surcharges and penalties. Okay. The BIR run after the directors and officers of ABC Corporation to collect the deficiency tax, and their liability will be solidary. That's the first action of the BIR. Another action of the BIR is that they run after the stockholder of the ABC Corporation, and their liability will be joint. Another is that they run after the stockholder of ABC Corporation, and their liability will be solidary. Another is that they run after the unpaid subscription is still undue to ABC Corporation, if any. And the last one is that, and the choices, okay? The choices among these three, this is a multiple choice question. Okay, none of the above is correct. Well, the answer is none of the above. You go to the basic principle that a corporation is a separate and distinct from the stockholders, members, officers, and the board of directors. Okay? Okay. It has a juridical personality separate and distinct from that of it people composing it. In the 2012 bar exam, X, the president of ZZ Corporation, was authorized by the board of directors of ZZ Corporation to obtain a loan from YYY Bank and to sign document on behalf of the corporation. X personally negotiated for the loan and got tile loan at very low interest rate. Upon maturity of the loan, ZZZ Corporation was unable to pay. Which statement is most accurate? This is another multiple choice question. And the question is, which is most accurate statement? Letter A. Because X was personally acting in behalf of the corporation, he can be held personally liable. Letter B. X as a president cannot be personally held liable for the obligation of the corporation, even though he signed all the loan documents, because the loan was authorized by the board. Letter C. YYY Bank can choose as to who it wants to hold for the loan. And letter D. FZZZ Corporation cannot pay, X can be held subsidiarily liable. Again, the facts of the case, he was duly authorized, although he do it personally. Okay? Now, your answer again is letter B. Why? You go back to the basic principle. A corporation is an artificial being. It has a juridical personality separate and distinct from that of stockholder. That is the reason behind. Okay? Now, because letter E, okay, the choice letter E, okay, making the corporation and the president X become one and the same person, and that's not allowed. Letter B, it apply the principle that the corporation has a separate personality, separate and distinct from that of the corporation. Letter C refers to the option or privilege of the bank, but he cannot do it because there is a limitation as to this right. Because a corporation and the president, okay, has a personality of their own. You go back again, artificial being. A corporation has a separate personality, separate and distinct from that of the stockholders, members, board of directors, and its president. FZZ Corporation cannot pay, X can be subsidiarily liable, then that's not allowed. Subsidiary liability, again, reason. Okay, corporation has a separate personality, separate and distinct from that of the stockholder or member. Now, let's go to the second, no? The second attributes of a corporation. A corporation is created by law or created by operational law. This means that a corporation cannot come into existence by mere agreement of the parties, as in the case of a partnership. They require the special authority or grant from the state. This power is exercised by the state through the legislative department or Congress, either by special incorporation law, which directly create the corporation, or by means of a general law, okay, or general incorporation law, under which person deciding to be and act as a corporation may incorporate.